So there are a lot of differences between the Philippines and the US. At least with the places I've been in the US, like people aren't always as like ready and willing to start conversations, or if they are, not necessarily about like their personal lives, you know, and all these intimate details. Whereas in the Philippines, I would meet people and they'd be like, yeah, my husband just died, you know, or like, I'm really struggling, you know, with this hard situation right now. But God is good and I'm still alive, you know, like my favorite thing is in the States, you're always asking, you know, how are you doing today? And people are like, oh, I'm good. Things are going fine or not bad. And the most common response I got in the Philippines was buhay pa, which means still alive. You know, I'm still alive. So I love that. But that's one difference. Another difference is with food. Obviously food is like super duper important to them. So like fast food is not really a thing. Like people take time to eat. Like they have McDonald's and they have other like fast food restaurants and chains and things, but people really like take their time to eat and talk. Eating is social in the States, but it's very, very social in the Philippines because anytime you're eating, everybody's invited. It's like a party, basically. With language, I feel like they use a lot of body language. So like with calling people over, or if they're really annoyed, they'll go like this. But that's like not very common. Like that rarely ever happened to me. I think it only happened like once actually for the whole year and a half I was there that somebody did that, and it's super rude, so don't do that if you go there. But they also like raise their eyebrows a lot. Like to say yes in Tagalog is oo or opo if you're being formal, and so if they just do this, they're just saying yes without saying anything. They also point with their lips. Like if you ask them where something is, they'll be like, you know, like to like point at it. And it's really funny. So I really enjoyed that difference because I feel like it was easier to learn the language because there just is a lot of like nonverbal communication. But their language is also very simple. Like in English, I feel like there's a lot of nuance, but then in Tagalog, it's more like everything's very straightforward and like clear cut. So it's easy to say exactly what you want to say, and there's not usually more than one way to say it, but they also don't like delivering super complex ideas generally because I think because their lifestyle is so simple, you know, like you get up, you go to work, you have like a siesta in the middle of the day where you sleep because it's so hot. It's very, very, very hot there. I've heard that Florida climates are similar, but I've never been to Florida and I've never experienced extreme heat like that. So they are very much more religious than Americans in general. Like talking about religion in America is usually okay if you're like the same religion or like similar religions maybe, but it can be a little bit of a dangerous topic. In the Philippines, it is not dangerous. You can ask people questions about like who Jesus is to them, and they're all willing to talk about religion and what they believe or like don't believe. So